video a little bit different compared to what I normally do. Normally I do my reviews, but on this video I decided to do just something a little bit different. Now, for the last 20-30 years I've lived with a condition called essential tremor, which can affect anything from your hands to your voice, balance, hearing, but it affects, depending on the severity of the condition that people have, is having effects. I've got it fairly mild. As you can see with my hands, they shake just like that. Now, some days they can be not too bad, and other days, like I say here, anything from, I could be, if I lift anything heavy for a short amount of time, for the next 20-30 minutes, my hands are uncontrollable. So, you know, lifting up a drink or something like that is just a no-go for me. As you can see from some of my video reviews, when it comes to, especially the vaping side, putting a build on an RDA or an RTA, and that has its own tricks and that to go through. It takes me a little bit while, so I'll just put a little clip up now, just my last review, putting a build on, just to show you how it affects me when it comes to doing my builds. Right. That's good. So as you can see from that, when I'm just doing a build, for what anything else can be quite simple to someone else putting a build together, it can get very tricky for me. Now, I'll also put on the screen here, as I said before, with my shaking, with the essential tremor, people can come across thinking it's something to do with Parkinson's, which is very similar. But like I said, I'll put these facts up on the screen now, and it just shows you a little bit of comparison between the two. Just want to have a quick read of that if you want to pause to have a read of it. And now I've come across a video that by a doctor in America that explains a bit more about it, so I'll play that now, and then afterwards I will go through a bit more my day-to-day, everything else that how it affects my life.
My name is Dr. Rohit Dal. I'm one of the neurologists at UAMS. Essential tremor is a condition where there's shaking of usually the hands. There can be other body parts that can be involved in the tremors. The tremor can affect the head or chin. It can affect the tongue. It can at times affect the torso and the legs. Tremor is a rhythmical back and forth movement of a body part when you're trying to hold position. And so if there is shaking or tremor in the hands, it can affect the ability to write or use a keyboard, ability to text, use your hands to button buttons or cut up your meats or buckle buckles, etc. Simple tasks that we use all the time, we take for granted in our daily life. And tremor can start at a quite early age. The youngest that I saw somebody with tremor, this was when I was in training and I was still seeing kids, was a kid who was about 7 or 8. And the oldest that I've seen with tremors starting out is people in the 90s. Usually the risk or the frequency of tremor goes up as we get older. There's a subset of people who have tremor from childhood. Usually tremor would be at a relatively low amount and they'd live with it till it starts to become more prominent when folks are in their 40s and 50s, and that's when they'll first come to our attention. But a lot of times they come to our attention because there's a concern for Parkinson's. People see a tremor and they say, well, this might be Parkinson's disease. And a lot of times it's making the appropriate diagnosis and reassuring our patients that they don't have another degenerative disorder. Sometimes they come to our attention because tremor is so bad and they've tried medications that have not helped, and they're looking for ways to improve the tremor. Here we have many advanced options, including some of the medications that are not commonly used for management of tremors, doing treatments like botulinum toxin therapy or advanced surgical treatments, including gamma knife and deep brain stimulation surgery for managing tremor, which require a lot of skill and expertise that sometimes is not available in the community. So our goal is often to bring people from a state where they're quite disabled to a good functional status.
Okay, so as I said, that was just a little video from this doctor that explains a bit more about essential tremor. With my every day-to-day life, Anything from what normal simple there. See, I'm just trying to hold. This is an empty mug at the moment. Imagine what it's like when it's a hot drink and it's near to the brim. Sometimes it's not too bad taking a drink across, say, over the kitchen into the lounge, it's fine. But if I'm decide to come up here to do a review or just use the computer in general, luckily I've got my lovely wife that will carry my drink up for me, which, you know, I'm a 45-year-old man, and you think, well, you can carry your own drink, but with something like that, some days it's just, I have to walk very slowly, holding a drink with two hands, which seems, you know, a bit strange. Connects anything, like I said, from my writing. Now I decided to do this video because on some of my reviews I've had comments that some of them have been fine, just curious people saying what's with the shakes, what they're, so explain it. But unfortunately there are people out there, mainly this one guy who left a couple of comments and a couple of my videos just recently that I think is just noticed the shakes in my hands, and obviously he must be an anti-vapor, so I'll just pop these on screen just to show you what this idiot commented on. Like I said, he's obviously an anti-vapor and that, but I just thought I'll show you them comments on there. Now, as the severity of essential tremor, like I said, it can affect anyone from just the normal shaky hands to full on uncontrollable use of their hands. And I mean, there is medication out there you can take, like beta blockers and such like, and also alcohol can temporarily get rid of the shakes, which obviously you don't want to be drinking alcohol all the time, but for me, I know when I've had a couple of sherbets that my hands will be perfectly still, which to everybody else, you know, that's an everyday thing, but for me to have perfectly still hands, it's really strange. And that's all I can think of to say in this video. Like I said, it was only a quick, short and sweet video just to show you and tell you a little bit what I have to go through with my dealing with essential tremor every day. Like I said, some days it's fine, some days, as I mentioned before, I can't even carry a drink upstairs or such like. So thanks for watching. I hope that wasn't too boring for you, and I'll catch you on my next review. Cheers.